What's going on, Coldwater Nation? It's Geoff, and welcome back to another fly tying tutorial. Today, I'll be showing you how I like to tie a blood dot yarn egg. Originally designed by Geoff Blood for catching large trout and steelhead in the Great Lakes tributaries, this rather unique pattern has caught on in the world of salmon fishing as well. So without further ado, let's head over to the bench and get started on tying a blood dot yarn egg.
Yeah. There he goes.
Oh my god, look at that! Look at that toe!
The squirmy worm is an effective and very deadly fly bait.
What's up, guys? My name's Brian,
And I'm Geoff.
and you're watching Empire Coldwater.
Let's rip some lips. This video is brought to you in part by Upstate Excursions and by Black Dog Outdoor Sports. We will begin by putting a size 10 scud hook into my vise before starting my 8/0 red thread at the eye of the hook. After a few wraps, I will take my scissors and snip away the tag end of my thread. Next, I will wrap down the shank until my thread is just in front of the point of the hook. Then I will wrap back up the shank until I'm about a hook eye's distance from the eye of the hook. Then I will wrap back down the shank until I am a hook eye's distance away from where I stopped my thread wraps previously. I'll repeat the pattern going back and forth with my thread to build up a bump to tie my egg pattern around before taking my whip finishing tool and putting a couple turn whip finish in the middle of my built up thread. Now I will take two contrasting colors of McFly foam yarn egg, in this case I'll be using apricot and pink, and make a collection of yarn strips that is 2/3 apricot and 1/3 pink. To accomplish this without tying in too much material, I have split a single apricot section and pink section of yarn into halves. Then taking the split apricot sections and taking one of the split sections of pink, I'll stack them so that the pink section is in the middle of two apricot sections. Now that I have my top section of yarn assembled, I will pull on the end of the yarn that I intend to tie in before taking two pinch wraps to secure the yarn to the top of the shank. Now I will take my thread and begin to take wraps around the base of the yarn to post the material. Be sure to leave the pink yarn in the center as much as you can, as the pink yarn will become the blood dot of the fly. Once the top section of yarn is posted, I will take a wrap or two around the shank to get my thread ready to tie in the bottom section of yarn to complete this fly, which will consist of two full sections of apricot in this case. Taking both full sections of apricot, I'll put one full section on each side of the hook before taking careful but tight thread wraps to secure those larger sections of yarn to the base of my fly. Then I will take wraps in front of all of that yarn by pulling back the top and bottom sections before putting a whip finish or two directly behind the eye of the hook. Once I am done with that, I'll take my scissors, cut away my thread, and then add some dabs of head cement to the fly to make sure the thread wraps don't come undone. Now it is time to pretty up the fly and get that spherical egg shape. To start, I like to grab the yarn on top and pull firmly before cutting away the material around the size of the hook gap. It's very important to get a nice clean cut because that cut is what will round off the top of the fly. Next, I will grab the yarn on the bottom of the fly and pull down firmly before taking my scissors and cutting the material at about the hook gap in length. Now the egg is not going to be perfectly round once those two cuts are made, but after brushing the yarn around with your hands and making some minor cuts and adjustments, you'll have an egg fly that is ready to go on your next fishing adventure. And that's all there is to tying a blood dot yarn egg. If you enjoyed this fly tying tutorial and you want to see more like this one in the future, leave a like, comment, and subscribe so you never miss a new video. That's all for now. Tight lines, everybody.